You ever feel like life forces you into a new version of yourself before you're even ready to grow into it? Like one day you're still a kid, living freely, messing up, learning as you go, and then the next day, life just hands you a pen and says, now your choices matter. Now your words stay. Now your mistakes count. And that's when you realize that growing up isn't about age. And I'm tapping into my unk status right now. It's about responsibility. It's about understanding that you're no longer writing your story with a pencil. You can't just erase things anymore. You can't undo the damage. You can't rewind the moments you wish you handled differently. Some things stay, some things stick, and some things live in the margins of your life forever. But what nobody tells you is this: the things you can't erase are the things that shape you the most. And the older I get, the more I understand that the past isn't meant to be erased. It's meant to be understood. It's meant to be learned from. It's meant to evolve you into the version you never thought you could become. And when I look back, I see someone I barely recognize. A version of me who didn't know how to love properly. Someone who didn't know how to communicate. Someone who lied out of fear. Someone who pushed away the people he needed the most. Not because he was evil, but because he was scared. But because he was scared to be vulnerable, scared to be seen, scared to be enough. And now I understand something deeper. The more you grow, the more you realize that the past doesn't make you dirty, it makes you human. And I've said it before, but it sits deeper every time I revisit. No matter how much life you try to live, you can't hide from the way you feel. But also, I'm not even close to the man I want to be, but God knows I'm very far from the man I used to be. And that's growth, that's proof of change, that's what it means to evolve. And love love is the biggest teacher in all of this, because love forces you to confront yourself. It exposes every small insecurity you try to hide. It reveals part of you that are still afraid. It pushes you into situations where you can't run from your flaws, from your own flaws anymore. And I'll be real. There was a time where I was the hardest person to love. I didn't know how to show up. I didn't know how to express myself. I didn't know how to let someone love me without fearing it would disappear. And in the process, I hurt someone who meant the world to me. I hurt someone who didn't deserve it. And it's not because I didn't care, but because I didn't understand how to care properly. And the thing about love is when it ends, it doesn't just vanish. It becomes grief. And the depth of your grief always reveals the depth of your love. You can only hurt deeply if you've loved deeply. It's like that quote from God of War. And that pain, that heavy silent pain, it teaches you so much about yourself. It teaches you maturity. It teaches you accountability. It teaches you that sometimes you lose something good because you weren't ready to hold it just yet. But here's the part that hits the hardest. Sometimes letting someone go is an act of love. Sometimes supporting someone from afar is the only way to protect their growth. Sometimes loving them means that you're means stepping back and saying you deserve a version of me I wasn't ready to become. And that's not failure. That's truth. That's growth. That's acceptance. And when you look at it from a spiritual lens, you start to realize that God doesn't waste anything. Not your heartbreak, not your mistakes, not your confusion, not your pain. Nothing is random. Everything has a purpose. Every chapter is written with intention. Even if you don't understand it yet, even if you don't understand the lesson at that time, And the thing about God is sometimes God allows certain people to enter your life to teach you how to love. And sometimes He allows them to leave to teach you how to grow. And it's in that process, it's in that uncomfortable in between where you learn who you truly are. You learn how to take responsibility without drowning in guilt. You learn how to forgive yourself without forgetting what you learned. You learn how to stop rewriting the past and start investing in the future. You start trusting your new chapters. You start believing that the man you're becoming will honor the lessons of the man you once were. And that's when faith kicks in. Because faith isn't about perfection. Faith is about progress. Faith is about believing that every page of your story, even the messy, the painful, the embarrassing ones, are stepping stones towards your purpose. And sometimes I sit and think. I ponder sometimes. Maybe that's why life is written in ink. Maybe we're not meant to erase anything. Maybe we're meant to embrace it, to accept it, to grow from it, to run, to turn our scars into wisdom, to let our regrets push us forward, not hold us back. Because if you really think about it, if you've erased every painful memory, every heartbreak, every mistake, every bad version of yourself, you'd erase every reason you ever had to grow. You erase the exact moments that shaped you, that shaped the person you're becoming. And right now, I'm trusting, I'm learning to trust my evolution, to trust that my story didn't end in the chapters that hurt me, to trust the man God is guiding me into is someone worth becoming, someone worth respecting, someone worth loving. And I'm still learning to let go of who I was without hating him. I'm still learning to love who I'm becoming without rushing the process. I'm learning to trust God's timing, trusting God's plan, even when I don't understand His plan. And most importantly, I'm learning that your past may be written in ink, but your future is still blank. And you get to choose every word from here on out. Your new chapters deserve honesty. They deserve courage. They deserve love. They deserve God. And they deserve you, the real you, the healed you, the growing you. And now I'm finally ready to write them without having any guilt, without having any regrets. Because I don't know what the future holds, but I know it starts with me starting to accept myself and writing my story anew. And don't forget, your new story begins when you start being real. So stay real.